All right, and welcome to Rise and Shine, Creating 2020 Vision. Today is day 38 of our series and day 8 of our action theme conversations. And today I have with me here Shinade Jayne Gribben. Welcome, Shinade.
Hi, welcome, I'm saying. Hello, Kim.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome to my show.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you. Well, and a quick hello to our live and replay viewers and audio listeners. So good to have you here. I see Helene is already with us. Feel free to say hello in the comments. And of course, as always, as the show goes on, let us know what questions you have, what ahas come up for you. We love to interact with you as much as we can. So with that said, let me go ahead and just share a little bit about who Shinade is. Shinade Jayne Gribben is a product development specialist who works holistically with leading edge professionals, coaches, teachers, consultants, and more who have experienced who they are not to now fuse their passion with their gifted sensitivities. As they step away from surviving and more into thriving and conscious income generation, Shinade helps take them even further with aligned and actualized product creations. Shinade, tell us a little bit more about who you are and what you do.
Well, you kind of got the gist of it in that bio. Thank you for that. And I'd just like to say I'm so excited to be here with you today, Kim. I've been looking forward to this for the longest time. I love and admire so much what you do. And that said, I just wanted to get that in before
Thanks,
I forgot.
Shinade.
So yes, I'm a product development specialist, and I've had a bit of a windy career path to get to this point. And I'm happy to say at this stage in my life, I'm absolutely loving what I do. Um, Basically, I help professionals, and generally they're coaches, managers, business people in general, entrepreneurial people, um, create products that are aligned with who they are, so they feel good. And I guess you could say that the foundational product, the word product sounds a bit cold to think about it, would be a book. So it would be getting their story or um, collecting all the information and knowledge that they have about what they offer into this recognizable item called a book. So yes, so I help them develop a book which can lead on to online products or online content. And yeah, from there we potentially wander off paths. And I use the word holistic when I talk about myself. And holistic brings in other bits and bobs that I offer as well, that you know about too.
I do. I want to go ahead. I want to make sure people know too. That yeah, I mean, Sinead, you have such a diverse background and skill set and expertise. I know you know all about yoga and all about astrology, and so it's awesome that you're able to bring all of those things in with the product development and helping people get their stuff done. And you've done it multiple times now, and I really love that there are people like you who are so well-rounded, helping people who are in the more, heart-centered, metaphysical, energetic space, with stuff like that, because it's very helpful to have someone who knows both sides of things. So let's talk. Did you have something you want to say about that?
No, yes, Kim. I kind of over the years, I started off my career background actually, or I say my big career job was the travel industry. So I worked overseas in various locations around the globe, and I got to a pretty senior position in that industry. And with a so-called senior position comes stress and other things that you don't think about when you start off having fun, just working in a junior role. So that led me on to getting more involved with yoga and all things yoga basically. And I trained to be a yoga teacher, and that was just putting my toe in the water basically. And then I got into astrology as well. And then as I moved on, I'm a very, very grounded, practical person. So I guess you could say I've got a bit of a yoga lifestyle, and astrology is like looking at the weather for me. So that is
Wow.
part of who I am. And then the product development is just, I guess you could say, it's not just, it's massive, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a very, very practical service that I provide. But that's the kind of personality, if you want, or my what I'm kind of steeped in around it.
I love it. So let's get into our action conversation. And I guess I first want to even just start off with celebrating one of our viewers here today, Helene. She says, "I have made it to 46 days of walking." Hallelujah! Oh, that's so awesome, Helene. Good for you on taking action. I know that's been a thing you've been obviously for 46 days been doing consecutively. So um,
Wow.
yeah, that's awesome. So, Sinead, let's I first just want to get your thoughts on action in general. What is the, again, a recap for anybody who's joining us for the first time. This whole series, Rise and Shine Creating 2020 Vision, we've been talking about having a vision, pairing up your mindset and your emotions, and then taking action so that you can create the reality that you want to experience and move towards what's important for you versus allowing other distractions to feel like they're taking you off course. So, with that said, what comes up for you when you think about the role action plays in moving someone towards you know, their goals?
Well, action is what it's all about, really, isn't it? You know, I, lots of people that I've crossed paths with, I've worked with, have got amazing ideas, and they're so creative, and it kind of, what I've noticed, gets stuck up here in I guess you could say a head realm, or
Uh-huh.
a high realm, and it kind of remains there. And the actual action steps, which is making things into tangible products in connection with what I offer, um, there's a stuck place. So basically, action would be going from a high, which is great, it's fantastic, head place, into actually having a tangible something, and that's the action. That I guess that's the manifestation of action.
Definitely. Yeah. And so when someone's in that process of taking something out of their headspace and into physical action, what do you think are some of the things that help move them from here to here?
Well, first
Here. That's what
here,
I'm
first and foremost, it's realizing that you have to, well, and we all know this, um, take action, and there's effort involved. So effort is a word that can be, oh, effort, but I like to use the term effortless effort, and it's basically, I guess it's down to that old reprogramming yourself, and day by day, I'm taking effortless effort now, and affirming that to yourself, and breaking down. Maybe it feels like a mammoth task that you're going to do, but just knowing that old term, Rome wasn't built in a day, and just taking
right.
the steps day by day, and feeling into your heart. And that leads into that word soul, which is the essence of who we are. And then once you get there, this effortless effort just kicks in.
And that to me just brings up the importance of why that mindset piece is so important, because when we make those shifts there, then it helps kind of ease the pathway into, oh, okay, now I feel like I can move, right?
That's it.
Sometimes people feel like they can't do anything when it's all up here.
Yeah, yeah, it's strange. It's just the way the human body mind system works, and that's something that's kept me connected to yoga, because that gives a really deep, holistic teachings to understand how it works.
And I feel like I want to go to the yoga a little bit more. I because what role have you noticed doing something physical like yoga might help a person with doing other things in their life, taking action on other things that seem unrelated? But do you notice something about moving the body through yoga or any physical activity actually helps shift a person into more physical action towards their goals as well?
Absolutely. You know, having a yoga practice, which, I mean, that sounds something very serious, but even just stretching and moving your body and rotating your head, something like this every day, and breathing, that is yoga. Or washing the dishes mindfully is yoga. And if you connect your thoughts and your consciousness and your attention with doing whatever you're doing, and then having your ultimate goal in mind and keeping the focus on that, that is definitely worthwhile. And yeah, but apart from that, get your yoga mat out and pop on a YouTube video, and yeah, it just moves everything through the body, gets energy flowing through, and yeah, and then you can accomplish what you need to once you've got that energy going.
And I noticed, I remember when I invited you to be a guest on the show, and you're like, "I'm an action person, Kim. Oh my gosh, I'm so ready for this." What, yeah, was there something else that came up for you when you kind of had that moment and that realization that you'd want to share with us today?
Well, it involves saying a bad word, if that's okay. A bad word. No, basically, yeah, because when you invited me on the show, and like I said earlier, I was so happy and excited to be invited, and I saw the different categories, and I was like, oh, what one will I choose, and what date will I choose? And you know, I travel a lot as well. I'm in between countries at the moment. I'm in Scotland at the moment, and at that point, I was in Germany, and then finally, I was in Amsterdam airport, and I was like, I'm definitely going to book my spot with Kim today. And I saw that the only action was left. I went, that's perfect for me, because I am an action person and I've moved around all my life. I was in the travel industry. And then at one point, I remembered at one point, I thought, if I have a business card, all I wanted to say, oh, I have had business cards in the past, but my real true business card would say, I get shit done. Right. And that's the bad word. And then, so when I was working with somebody a few years ago to help me get some good content and marketing around my business, I said, that's what I want to put. And they said, no, don't put that. To put I off, and they gave me some flowery words, and I've written it down, and I might use it, but yeah, we'll see. But that's me. I'm an action person. That's it.
I think it's awesome. And Helene is laughing with us. She says, "My ears cannot hear that," laughing out
I
loud.
know. And I was just going to say to Helene that, you know, the fact she's walked 46 days, that is yoga. You know, everything is yoga if you want it to be. Yeah.
Oh, I love that, Shinade. Well, Shinade, so yeah, to me, you're one of those people that has so many different things of what they do that it's so fascinating, and you can help so many people in so many different ways. And yet when it comes to writing a bio or crafting a simple statement, right, it can be so complex. Like, how do you encapsulate everything that I do and I help people with into, just a few sentences? And I think you did very well with your existing bio. And I want to say, if you want to put that sentence on your business card, go for it. I mean, you can always, X out some of the letters and people get the gist of it, but I love it.
I can say I get done, and then in brackets about Kim said it was okay to say that.
You don't need my permission, but I just want to give it anyway.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so when I asked Shinade for a quote that is empowering that she loves, she gave, "Be the change you want to see. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change." And I know those are two different quotes. So be the change you want to see. Oh my goodness, all of a sudden I'm blanking. Is that Mahatma Gandhi? Is that Gandhi?
That's right. That's
Okay.
right. Yeah.
And then change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. And that's Dr. Wayne Dyer, I believe.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Why do you love those quotes? What do you love about them?
Well, for a start, I love the two beings that, quoted, those that took those words and put them out there, and lots of people use them and know them. And they are, I mean, they're action statements. Be the change you want to see. Instead of talking about things, complaining about things, whatever, just do it. It's like the Nike. The other one I like is Just Do It by Nike as well.
Mm-hmm.
And be the change you want to see. If something isn't functioning, if something is bugging you in your world, in their world, then feel into it, understand what it is, and then be that change. And that's why I love it. And I would use that in my email tagline. Had another email before this one. I still love it. And what was Wayne Dyer.
Change the way you look at things, and things you look at change.
Yeah, and that as well, it connects in with complaining, staying stuck, not feeling good, not feeling happy, the opposite of thriving. So chase
Yeah.
it.
Well, and what I like about that too, this is just kind of, I feel like I'm getting extra clarity on this right now.
Yeah.
Be the change. I mean, be is a verb, that's action. And it's one of those verbs that it's not just solely action, it's a being. It's a being. So to me, that's bringing in that whole piece of aligned action, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
there's so many things that don't look like actions we can call an action because it takes conscious awareness to make the choice to do them, right? Or be them. And so even just being is an action, but to really gain the benefit of your action, you want to be aligned, be like embody.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And that's when effortless effort comes in.
That's nice.
Once you be, then you're just flowing, you're just doing it. Yeah.
Yes. And Helene is making a little joke here. She says, "Okay, Kim O'Neill, I will be the change as soon as I see my root beer." You got it, Helene. Okay. I'm sorry. What did I cut you off?
I just said root beer. I don't know. I've heard of that before. Is that an American thing?
It's a soda. Yeah, it's a drink.
Oh, soda. Right. Okay.
Okay, so Sinead, when I asked what Sinead's vision is, 2020 vision is, she said, I forgot actually. Never mind. You gave me a different response. I meant to touch base with you on that before. Sinead, let me ask you here right now. What is your vision for the rest of this year?
Well, vision for the rest of this year is my vision always, just to keep it real and to, I've got an understanding with astrology of what's going on in the bigger picture, what's going on in the cosmos, and I understand how that affects each and every individual one of us. Um, and yeah, so it's just to kind of just keep the faith, be the change, and know that if that there's a day when there's something that doesn't feel quite right or whatever, just know that we're moving through turbulent times with astrology, and we all know what's going on in the news. I don't need to talk about that. And just to keep that faith, basically. Yeah, just keep going and enjoy.
Because you're able to read astrology a lot more clearly and in depth than a lot of other people. Do you want to? I'll leave it up to you. Do you want to maybe just say a little bit more about what you see, generally speaking, as far as what's shifting? Yeah, does that bring up anything?
Yeah, I mean, I've astrology along with yoga have been the two things that have held my attention in life. I started, informally studying astrology 20 years ago, and I've just kind of stuck with it. And at the moment, if anybody's listening there and kind of dabble in, they'll know that there's major planets in our solar system that are have been conjunct, which means together, for the most of this year, and they're moving, they're starting to separate and go into other signs, lighter signs, and the signs that they have been in, or the areas of the cosmos, if you will. Capricorn is very heavy earth, and I know from my nerdy study or my passion about astrology that that means that there's a massive break down and shake up of the global systems that we are seeing play out at the moment. But the good news is that there's movement of the big planets. When I talk about the big planets, I'm talking about Jupiter and Saturn and Pluto. They're moving into Aquarius. So we're coming into lighter times, transformational times, but more freedom and more light, and that will come filter down into our unique and individual bodies as well as the government systems as well. So I see that.
And on that note, I just want to add that dense, heavy energy, and I believe everyone probably has their own way that they relate to this, but that dense, heavy energy, what I'm seeing is kind of grasping at straws, really trying to maintain that grasp or that grip, that hold on other things they might believe keep them safe or uplift them. And I don't know, I just want to say that I heard a beautiful quote last night or this morning that was just affirming, it's not the holding on that's the strength. It's the being able to let go. That is your strength. And I just wanted to acknowledge that here, that for anybody who's working on that right now, like, continue to work on that, move in that space, because that's going to help with moving into that lighter direction.
Yeah. I mean, I've just made up my own quote in my head as you were
saying
that. Letting go is the way to go. Letting go is the way to go. There's two goes in it, so we might tweak that last word. But letting go is definitely it. But the heavy dense energy which manifests through certain beings that are popular and in the news and stuff. That's just like a defeat for them, so they want to hold on to that. But it's happening. It's nature, It's nature, just the same way as winter, spring follows winter. It's just it's happening. It's all good.
And for anyone who's feeling a pull on them, the more and more you can align your energy and make yourself lighter, then it's going to be even easier for you too. Just got to say that.
That's true. And nature is awesome, no matter what time of year it is. If it's raining, go out with your umbrella. If it's snowing, put your snowshoes and just breathe and just tune into the birds and the trees. It's all good.
Love that. Well, Shinade, okay, so I asked Shinade if she had an image she wanted to share with us. And Shinade, do you remember what image you shared with me?
Was it the one with me with the mask? Oh, yes.
Okay. Tell us about this picture. Why did you want to share this?
Well, that was me traveling through Amsterdam airport, and I've lost that mask, by the way. I'm so upset about that.
Aw.
But
is that a lion?
That's a lion. And I'm Leo. My sun sign is Leo, so it fits in with who I am. But it really is, what the symbology of what a lion is, and how we all have that within us, and we're all, in a situation where we have to wear masks at the moment. So whether you have a lion mask or just a normal little blue one that you get, or any color, just imagine that you're that lion just walking through the world with your heart full, and that energy, that kind of the jungle energy. And that's
what
how I was feeling. I've lost it, but no, it's still in there, definitely.
I know it's still in there. And I love it. Thank you for sharing this, because what I really get is that sense of, remembering to do what do whatever you can to remain feeling empowered, feeling aligned, feeling true to yourself. I mean, that's what's really coming through for me as I look at that and hear you speak about it too.
Yeah, aligned and true to yourself. That's very well put, Kim.
Well. So let's see here. Kara is saying hello, and Betty is saying 2021, moving away from the old into more new creation, renewal. Yes, rebirth. Absolutely. I get that too, Betty, for sure.
Yeah, rebirth. And we're moving up to a very, very big date in the calendar that we all know, the winter solstice, or the summer solstice, if anybody's listening from Australia. But
Yeah.
we call it the Capricorn solstice, which is the first day of Capricorn. And that's the day, it's the 21st of December, and that's the day actually when two of the big giant planets move in to Aquarius, when lightness comes, and it's when, you know, we start to get more daylight in the northern hemisphere as well. So yeah, renewal for sure.
Thank goodness. Okay. Sinead, I'm going to pull a card, and I did not pre-choose a deck.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen any of my decks before. If you have a preference, let me see here. I'm just going to pull out a few decks. I think I'm going to pull a self-care card. Will you help me pull a self-care card?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So we're going to pull from Cheryl Richardson's self-care cards deck.
Oh, Cheryl Richardson. I love her. Haven't heard. Forgot all about Cheryl Richardson. She's fab.
Yeah, this is a great deck. I really love this one. So, okay, so I'm just going to do some light shuffling here. And then in a moment, I'd love for you to say, stop whenever feels right for you. And whatever card is on top will be our card. So, okay. That was okay. Oh, well, okay. Okay, so I think we have two here. So the one on top here, and then I'll get the one that fell, is boundaries.
Boundaries, love it.
Yeah. The back of it says, what was that?
The ultimate self-care tip.
Definitely. The back says, set boundaries, protect your precious time and energy. And yes, I'm a big, big advocate of doing that for sure. Let me get the one that fell right here. Hold on.
I love that. And if anybody's listening, it's definitely worthwhile. I know, and when I say anybody, but I know you're listening. Definitely worthwhile taking note of that and using that as your post-it note sticker.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and here's the next one. The next one is goals. This is what came out right when Sinead said stop. And the back says, set a goal, write it down, and release the outcome. Small steps make a big difference. Sinead, do you have any thoughts on this?
Well, absolutely. It's what I was saying to start with. It's that taking action, small steps make all the difference. And setting goals is, we can't take that action if we don't know where we're going.
Exactly.
I know for a lot of people that I work with, and just friends and people I talk to in general, there's sometimes and especially at the moment, there can be confusion, and they can be overwhelmed with other bits and bobs that are going on around us, and it kind of blocks us naming that goal. And so naming the goal, and then no matter how big it is, and then breaking it down. And if you can't do it yourself, ask somebody, either get a buddy or one of us can help you as well. So yeah,
yeah, definitely. And what was I just going to say? The thing that's coming up for me is how it does emphasize small steps make a big difference. And to me, that's going right back to the action when when I was going deeper with the change, right? B is both an action and an aligned energy. And so although that may seem like it's not anything, it's something. It is absolutely something. It's actually a big something, but it can also seem like a small something. And so I just wanted to point out the correlation to small steps make a big difference. So even just starting with writing your goals down, right? You may not know what that next or first step even is, but write it down. Write the goal down to start with. And then you open the door for, okay, what's the first step? So awesome. Well, Sinead, we are near the end of our show here. I am just taking a quick look. Hello to John Garland, who is also with us. Hello, John. Good to see you. And Sinead, will you remind everyone, where can they go to find out more about you? And then I know you also have a free little offering you wanted to share as well.
Yeah. So you can go and find me at shinadejayne.com, or sjgyoga.co.uk. I'm actually in the process of changing up my website at the moment, so you might. I pointed the ShinadeJayne.com to sjgyoga.co.uk, but you can find me on either of those. And yeah, just get in touch and be happy to hear from you. Did you ask me about my offering, or?
Yeah. Go ahead and share that.
I wasn't sure whether. Yeah, so I had to think about it when Kim asked me what I would like to offer or share, and I want to offer 2 spots for a 30-minute chit chat with me. You could call it a discovery session. If you get in touch with me via my website, sjgyoga.co.uk or shinadejayne.com, and you can send me an email or via the contact page and just let me know that you were listening to this interview. And so it's the first 2 people basically that get in touch with me, and we'll schedule it in hopefully before the end of this year, and if not, the start of next.
Awesome. Well, that is very generous of you. Thank you, Shinade. And okay, so now we're at our final question. So, and you can answer this however you like, Shinade. But Shinade, would you be open to making up a random song with the word action in it? Sorry.
Action! Do you know? Oh yeah. Oh. Well, do you know what? When you did mention that earlier, well, not earlier, but in your email to me, and the first song that came to my mind, and it's not a random song, it's actually a very well-known song, and it's a Whitney Houston song, and it's I Want to Dance with Somebody, and I'll try and get action woven into that if that works for you.
Yeah. Well, what's the action, like, how is that pair up with our conversation today?
You're dancing with somebody, and you want to dance with somebody that loves you, so you're taking action. You're taking action and you're dancing with somebody that loves me. So it's, whoa, I want to dance with somebody.
I love it.
With somebody. I want to take action with somebody. Oh gosh.
Okay, I'm gonna say what I see is the love that you have for your goals or the direction you want to move towards. Have that same love and dance with it. And take that action.
That's right, and flow with it. It's the action of, interacting with those that you like. That's it. That's what came to mind.
There we go. There it is. Awesome. Okay, well, Shinade, thank you so much for being here today and joining us in this conversation and sharing your free offerings and everything. It was really awesome to bring you on and have you here today.
Fabulous to talk to you as always, Kim.
Absolutely. Well, and thank you to all of our live and replay viewers. It was awesome having you here with us as well. Let us know in the comments what you are taking away from today's conversation, and we will see you again. We have 2 more shows left in this series, and then we are done for 2020. So remember, this is still your time. Claim your power. If you need to create some boundaries, you have permission. You have all you need to be able to do that. And then move towards your goals and dance with them. I love it. Thank you. We're going to dance with it. Dance with some goals. So that is our show for today. Shinade, stay right there. And everybody else, I'll see you again in a few days. Bye, everybody.